And what gets me excited in the morning is, the attitude shift. Of course, I'm a very self-motivated person. I replace the word have with get, which is I have to do this with I get to do this. So I think if you have that attitude that I get to do this, it fills you with gratitude. And I think that just changes the game. And then, anything presented to you that day, it's basically walk in the park.
It's so great to be with you guys. Okay, really quick. A couple things. Mrs. Robison.
Yes.
It's official. How's
Yes.
newlywed life?
Newlywed life is amazing. It's really cool to get married again in your 50s, just FYI. But yeah, it's amazing. It's
so good.
amazing.
Okay, tell us really quick. Swig just set out to break a world record and then make it into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
And how'd it go?
We wanted to set our own record and set it so high that no one else could break it except us. And we'll set a challenge to break it. I don't know, probably in a year or so. But yeah, it was literally incredible to be able to have someone officially from Guinness come out. There's only 6 in the United States, and she came and was watching and taking notes however she needed to. But we set our goal for 2,000, and we smashed it, and we hit almost 4,500 drinks in an hour. We served 4,500 drinks in 1 hour's time in our North Provo location. So
In a drive-through.
What's that?
In a drive-through.
In the drive-through, no walk-in. But what was cool about that, Shauna, is just that our team was there. Like, we do it with a team, and it was fun to see a ton of our leadership team come in and our executive team come in, and we're slinging drinks and we're messy, and then we had a DJ. It was a party. So yeah, it was really
so cool. It looked like a party. I was having FOMO. Definitely wanted to be there. Okay, and then Ox, you're about to open another restaurant, Sweet 16, right?
17.
17. I'm so sorry. Sweet 16 passed. Came and went. She's 17 already.
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations. Are you
Thank
guys ready?
Thank you so much. Thank you, and congratulations to you. That was like Guinness Book.
Yeah. Are you going to set out to do any Guinness Book stuff? Someday.
A while. Yeah, someday, for sure.
Good. You should.
Good. Okay. Well, let's get into it. So one of the favorite panels every year is our founders panel. We get to hear straight from our founders and really straight from the heart. We get pretty authentic on this stage when it comes to our founders. You guys are never afraid to share with the audience some of the highs and even the lows. So we'll just jump into it. First question, just a little get to know you. How did you get started in the restaurant or hospitality industry in the beginning? Nicole, you go first.
Yeah. I feel like everyone in the world has heard this story, so I apologize if you have. But it was honestly, I filled a need that I wanted myself. That I was like, why does this not exist? I would go to Sonic all the time to get my Diet Coke with lime fix, and I went there because they had the Pebble Ice and the foam cup that kept my drink colder longer. And oftentimes at Sonic, the wait was long because they were prepping food, and my drink was kind of so-so, even smelled like onions, and the experience was lacking. And then I felt like a number. In their drive-thru, and I felt like I didn't matter to them, even though I was coming on a very regular basis. And I thought, I think I can do that better because I would appreciate that as a consumer.
Yeah.
And looked around and didn't see anyone else out there just serving drinks. You could walk into a gas station, but I have 5 kids, and back then, 16 years ago, it was unbuckling them all and going into a gas station. So I knew there was a need of staying in your car, getting your drink fixed, and feeling special in a fast drive-thru line. So that's honestly how it started. Found an old beat-up building in downtown St. George and fixed it up and literally opened the doors on a wing and a prayer, April 2nd, 2010, just hoping and praying that I'd have like 10 customers, please. So
that resonates with me because I tell people the way I got started was because I was hungry. I literally just wanted something in my own neighborhood to eat.
Yes. You feel that you feel a need.
So you wanted something for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, Ox.
So I started in 2010. We started a Thai restaurant in Gilbert, Arizona. I don't know how many are from Arizona, but it was, I call it an entrepreneurial itch. Like, of course you have those moments when you I go to the Thai restaurant and, it will be cool to open a restaurant. So I did that. And then in 2014, for the first time, I went to Chipotle. And I identified that this is cooler. Of course, this is what nobody is doing. This is a gap. So I identified that gap in the Thai segment, and we started Thai QSR called Thai Chili to Go. So 15 years, 10 years, gonna be 15 soon. So we are 16 locations, another 2 upcoming in next 2 months. A little short story, but there's a lot to unpack in that,
Of course.
So yeah, thank you.
I love it. So good. Well, we're just going to jump right into the heart of what we're here to talk about and just get into the nitty gritty. We have this thing at the office called the apples and onions, where you talk about a high point, something good that happened, and then maybe something not so good, maybe even something you'd like to forget that ever happened. So let's get into apples and onions. Do you want to kick us off, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm sad that I don't know that term yet from all my days in the Savory office, but I love that. So there's so many amazing moments in this Swig journey that it's hard to pick, like, what was that one defining moment, or it's hard to just pick one because there's literally so many. Partnering with Savory was a huge moment for the brand. I needed restaurant help. I was 16 locations and was drowning, and I had a great brand and the following, but I needed a lot of back end help and a lot of support. So that was huge for the brand. I think for me, one really pivotal moment was the first time, one of the first franchise store that opened up 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Or almost 2 years ago, actually, in October. That for me was like, okay, I have amazing people that have invested their hard-earned money into Swig, and they believe in the brand so much that they are doing so, and their blood, sweat, and tears is going into this store. And just like mine was, 12 years prior. Mm-hmm. And to see them, their eyes light up as like you build it and they will come, and the lines of cars, like it's so nervous when you're opening your first restaurant and you're like, oh my goodness, is this going to work? Will this pay off? It's so risky. And to see these franchisees' eyes light up of like, and they came, and they came. And that was so rewarding and surreal for me, because that's how I felt when I first opened my first restaurant was, will they come? And so to see the franchisees have that same sparkle in their eye of like, oh, it works. It actually works. So that was a really cool moment to see that first franchise location open up. And now there's many throughout. I was just in Sarasota, Florida over the weekend, and we opened our first one in that region. And it's always just amazing and surreal to see it flourishing across the United States. Yep. So that's what did you call it? What's the onion?
Apples.
That's the apple. The onion, I don't know if there are any onions. I'm going to be real vulnerable and honest with Shauna and all of you. When we partnered with them, we needed to refresh our brand and our logo. And we sat down at the board table many times and went over, what color do we want to change it to? Does the Swig guy stay or go? There were so many things, and it was uncomfortable for me thinking, will my customers, because everyone is like my customer, I love them as such, will they still resonate with the brand? Will they still come on a regular basis? Because that's why I started it, was that connection. So to sit there and discuss how the Swig guy left, I'm like, he's off in college or Europe finding himself, like he's no longer. And then the color scheme, it's one of the best things we've ever done. Oh. But was it uncomfortable as a founder? Absolutely. I was like, I don't know what this is going to do, but I trusted in my new partners. Yeah. And the best idea wins at that table. And oftentimes it's not your idea. Oh. So that was an onion that turned into like an amazing flower.
So much to unpack there. Yes. Apple, onion turned apple. Oh, good. Okay. Ox, let's hear it.
Yeah. So apples, or apple, right? So the validation is all what we seek. I personally feel that, like, as Nicole said, when it comes to your first franchisee, your first restaurant, you did it. Is it going to work? That is, it's a big question mark. And what I've seen is, like, when we converted our sit-down restaurant, which was super successful, we ran it for 4 years, and okay, I go to Chipotle, I'm having this, the entrepreneurial thing. Let's do Thai QSR. We'd never thought about it. what it's going to entail. But we opened our first restaurant. It all happened within 6 months. From 2014 to 2015, tight chili to go. And we opened it, and it was a super duper hit. But until you open the doors, you don't know if it's going to work. And then, of course, you unpack all those from we were thinking QSR, fast casual, but we were not thinking. We're still living in that mindset of that you are running a sit-down restaurant. People will come. Of course, they said they order the appetizers, they order this, but it's a fast counter now. It's counter service. So a lot to unpack there, but definitely that was an apple. That was a really high moment to see this works. And again, the validation always proof. I'm a big believer in that. Onions is I'm a really passionate, not gonna say emotional, but yes, we all made of emotions, right? I lost my mom in 21, so that was a pivot or turning point for me for a minute. That it's what you think matters all of a sudden doesn't matter, right? Yes. So I cannot think like if there is more personal, because it is all connected. Your personal and it's all connected. You do one thing, you do the other thing, right? So losing my mom was definitely a turning point, and then everything was, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? What's the point? But then definitely seeing, how resilient she was as a person, and try to find your calling, your why you want to do this. So we all will have those moments when we will have those lows. So that's probably an onion for me, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
Ox, thank you for getting vulnerable with us there
I guess
and going
it's
there.
Unhinged, right? We have to get real.
Well, and I know so many people in the audience and even founders can empathize with that. And we've been there. And those are tough moments. And I love the perspective where it is all tied together, but it is also about what really matters most.
Yeah.
And focusing on that. And keeping that perspective. Thank you for sharing that. Both of you, thank you. So good. Okay, let's shift gears to culture. So you've both grown your brand to different stages of growth. 165 is what we're about to open, or?
I wish. No, we're 125.
Okay, 125. I'm so sorry.
We'll be there by the end of the year, Shauna.
I like my number better. No,
I do too.
And then 17. So you've experienced growth. Let's talk culture. In the beginning, culture is one thing, and then as you grow, it is another. So this is going to be a two-part question. What did you do in the beginning to establish and build culture? And then what are you still doing now, or what changed that is keeping the culture now?
Yeah. So I think to start off, I was just in the restaurant day in, day out, teaching and coaching the team how to treat each other and then how to treat that customer. Again, it goes back to the why I started it, is I wanted to be made to feel special in that drive-through line. And so if you make the team inside feel special and valued and loved, then that will spill literally over into the customers in the drive-through line, that they feel valued and special. And so I think just really protecting that. I'm a culture protector, a mama bear protector is what I call myself. And that's why I go visit a lot of the stores now. Like, you won't find me often in the office. You'll find me in one of my locations, because I want to just make sure that the team feels seen and heard, and that the customers do as well. And so I'll take orders. And so I feel like that's how we protect it, but we protect it too with our growing our team now. And there's so much opportunity at Swig right now that it's pretty phenomenal. So we have these young leaders that start at the age of like 16, and they learn leadership skills and management skills, but it's all about the people. In the restaurant industry, it's a people business. And so we have a leadership and training program at Swig with our leaders, and we now have a certified training coach area where it's a career for them, and they move to Phoenix or Dallas. And again, they're a young leadership team, and they go coach and help these new managers out there know how to really thrive. So really quick, I'll tell a quick story about culture, again, protecting it so that it can be from the original St. George in like Florida. I got a text from our Arkansas, our first franchisee, last night, actually, with a video of a customer that said, it was on TikTok. And she said, I just went to the Rogers, Arkansas Swig, and I was heading to my miscarriage appointment. She was miscarriaging her baby. And she said the girl could tell I was having a hard time. And she wanted to give my drink to me for free. And then she insisted that I have pumpkin cookies as well, that she was buying them for me. She said that small act of kindness, they have no idea what that meant to me to have that lift for the day. That's the culture. We call ourselves day makers. We want to make our customers' day, but that's built with the team. Protect and value your team from day one, and then they'll do the same to the customers. So
what I hear you saying is it was important to be in the restaurant before. It is still important to be in the restaurants and in the field and stay connected. So staying connected.
it's huge.
Okay.
Huge.
Thank you. So good. Love that story too. Ox.
Yeah, so culture is like, of course, I see that culture as there's a physical side of the business and there's spiritual side of the business. Mm-hmm. And I personally feel the culture is ever evolving. Like, a lot of us, it's a huge question. Like, how do you create a culture? And it pretty basic, of course, the way I perceive, the way I look at it, I think it's culture is kind. It's basically you need to know how to be kind, right? And then you need to learn to respect. It's a two-way, it's a reciprocity. So those are the things which we need as leaders need to teach our, of course, senior leadership, our GMs, our AMs, and we at Thai Chili To Go, we personally believe in that inverted pyramid where the CEO sits on the bottom, and then of course our hourly employee, the cashier, the team member, the front facing. Our job is to support them because at the end of the day, it's pretty lonely being an entrepreneur. So we have felt it, what it is like. So what the frontliners are doing, it's our job is to make sure they feel supported all the way to the top, and the top is not the CEO. So I think that's what it is, and then. Purpose it needs to be a purpose-driven culture that once you explain the why we do this, like for me personally, I'm a really, I take food really seriously in sense like it's a really intimate relationship you share with a stranger because you don't know them, they're going to eat it. So it needs to be high integrity. So once you explain the purpose to, of course, your team members, and it's our job, it should be etched in their minds that what that is, the purpose. And then, of course, it becomes, what do you call that? Walk in the park, right? So, yeah, culture is huge. Culture is, let's keep it simple. We like to believe it needs to be simple. Of course, Arizona is hot. We know it. It's, 115, 120. Nobody's getting out of bed in the morning and saying, oh, I'm so stoked. I'm going to go walk, in a hot kitchen, which is Thai kitchens are hot. And it's going to be fun because I have a culture. I think they will feel, if they feel they're welcomed, I feel, if they feel that the place they're going to go is an escape, when you go and work, I think it really helps. So there's a lot to unpack, right?
I want to add to that too. I think helping your team to feel a part of something, because our team stands out in the hot as well and takes orders with the iPad, and to help them to feel a part of like a movement or that purpose. Make sure that they're bought in, that they know they're part of the team, and you can't do it without them. But yeah, help them to really feel a part of growing the business.
1,000%. Like there's nothing which I can do. Just there's no I in team, right? So we can make all the plans, and we had a brief moment with Taylor, and we were discussing for a minute about Excel spreadsheets and all. So I 100% agree that it's
Taylor.
The business is not driven by the Excel spreadsheet. It's a human element, and I really feel that it needs to be treated that way. So I 100% agree with Nicole.
Taylor's next. He's going to be talking about spreadsheets and all of that. So looking forward
You
to
gotta
that,
have
Taylor.
them, but
Yes, it is necessary. I kid. So good. Purpose, kindness, connection. The other one, kindness and respect.
Yes.
All of this. So good. Taking notes, mental notes over here. Thank you. All right. Well, going to another vulnerable place. We talked about onions, so this almost feels like a repeat, but this is maybe a level deeper. Let's go trials. So the one thing we know about trials is they squeeze the artificiality out of us. You two seem very humble, so I'm assuming that there's plenty of trials that you have experienced. Thinking about your trials, share with our audience maybe a trial that you've experienced and what you learned from it.
Yeah, Shauna and I were talking about this earlier. I think in the restaurant business, you have to be a little bit crazy to step your foot into it because it is day in, day out. I grew up on a dairy farm where those cows need milk morning and night. And so it's something that never sleeps. Like it is always going. So you need to be resilient. So I feel like when you're in it, you're just going and doing, and you're like, yep, that's an issue. What are we going to do to solve it? Okay, we're going to pivot. I don't see a lot of like the trials because they turned out to be like these amazing opportunities for growth. And like, oh yeah, that was the way we should have gone. And we went down this way and tried it this way, but we realized, yeah, that wasn't a good spot. So let's go this way. We've tried opening locations without a drive-through, and we realized pretty quickly that drive-through is essential to us. We started with Swig. I started serving. We had shaved ice, we had smoothies, we had bubble teas, we had so many things that were just like, okay, are we really good at that? Let's just like narrow down to what we're really good at, and that's a really good beverage that's customized and premium. But I think for us was maybe when we protected the term dirty back in the day.
Yeah.
And there were so many people using it, and we had trademarked it, and we had to protect it as such, and other people took the term dirty off. And then there was one that didn't. And so we had to protect that. And there was some not kind words that were said of just like, oh, that's petty. I'm like, no, we need to protect this term because it really meant something to Swig. Flash forward 5 or 6 years later, dirty soda went viral on TikTok. And everybody's making dirty soda in their kitchens and wherever. And if we hadn't protected it as such, I got a call from the Today Show in 2022, and they're like, it was a producer, and he's like, I hear we have a story about dirty soda that we want to do, and we hear you the original. Can we talk to you for 10 minutes? And so Al Roker was drinking a dirty soda, and Swig was all over on the big screen. So protect what you have. And so that was kind of like, this is hard that we're doing this, but then it turned out for the better. And so there's always the pluses in the business, in the industry, what you learn from them.
Absolutely. I love that you brought that up because it's not in your nature, our nature to be litigious, but you are obligated to protect your trademarks. So that is
protect your brand, protect your baby. Like, especially if you see it really as something that can be in the future, which we had no idea. Dirty soda would go as viral as it is. Yeah. But thank goodness we protected it. So,
well, and that's a little sneak peek into, we have a trademark session later. Yeah. And we'll be talking about, lessons learned overall. So thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. Ox, let's hear.
Dirty soda. I love it. That's, the restaurant is like personally one of the most imperfect business I've ever embarked on. The journey, the whole restaurant is, nothing will go as you plan it. And every single day you will have, it's a new problem, the new equation, the new situation. We've encountered plenty of those, especially, of course, all of us in this room survived a pandemic. And after that, things kind of rules of the game changed quite a bit. Getting the workforce back in motivated, get the culture going. All those have been, a little stressful, but also rewarding. But at the end of the day, I personally feel I think we need to learn to be patient and then multiply that by persistence because those things pay off long term. They have done for us. You have to be patient. You just cannot just expect that instant gratification is not going to happen in this business ever. I think that's never going to happen. From trials point of view, I personally feel, as Nicole said, protecting what's dear to you or to the brand. I have not encountered some, major trials yet, other than like day to day what we encounter. But it's, of course, it's definitely, as I said, like it's one of the most imperfect business I've done. So yeah.
Thank you. Well, I love so much of what you said, but Jeanette's here. I want to keep going, but Jeanette is here, and that's our cue that we're out of time.
This has been so good and so full of.
I don't think you're on.
Do I need to turn it? There we go.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Turn it on. Great content. And our audience here understood the assignment. Well done.
Good.
And sent some great questions. Awesome. So we have 10 minutes to answer a few of them. You both found an opportunity in a space that existed, but you found your own twist. So what sets you apart from competition at inception, and what sets you apart today?
Everyone was serves fountain drinks, right? So I knew from day one that it had to be different, and we had to hit on those three things why I started Swig. But I think it's just remembering what built you and staying true to that as you scale. Whatever we bring on the menu has to be prepped within 1 minute or it doesn't make the menu because that takes away from that fast line that we talked about. Mm-hmm. We focus on connection and that drive through on a daily. Like I said, we call ourselves day makers. So I think just that's always going to separate you from the competition and why you built it if you stay true to what built you and focus on that all along the way, because there's a lot of distractions. Do this, serve this. Have you tried this? That's amazing. Those are great suggestions, but stay true to what built you and why you are where you are today. And then you'll stay. The Guinness book was to really just kind of set our own record.
So cool.
and kind of say, hey, we're at the top. We're the best at this.
I love that.
Not in a cocky way, in a really nice, good way. But that's, I think,
in
how
a
you
great
do it.
PR way.
A great PR way. You would appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just always striving to be better. Always striving to be better every day at what you do.
Striving to be better, but true to who you were at your beginning, which is great. I love that you've done that. Alex, what would you say?
That's pretty much what it is. But for us, it has been like when we got into the Thai QSR game, it was non-existent for us. When we were looking at quick service, I think it was the opportunity for us to find and identify a gap, which we did. And then we have been growing in our lane. So I really think it's important to understand the focus is an ultimate currency in what we do. It's just to learn that, okay, this is what you build, not constantly keep making it better. What we do is, our goal is to, because, it's easy to make it very complex, because complex is easy and simple is very difficult. Try to simplify something. It will basically, it will make you go crazy. And that's what happened when we started doing this. We're like, okay, we used to do that on a stove. We used to cook that for 12 minutes, and it's a beautiful Thai curry. Holy shit. Excuse my language. But it's like, now, how do we make it in 90 seconds? So how do we simplify that? And that's what we did. So, but again, staying humble, I don't think competition is bad. I think competition is great because I look at competition as a marketing dollar spent by somebody else, right? Because they're making your cuisine more familiar. Because, of course, dirty soda has been around for a while. Thai food has been, around for a while. There is a share for all of us. But if we keep doing what we're doing, I think that will stand us apart, I believe.
I like that. Competition is marketing for
great.
you.
Yeah,
Isn't that a great way to think about it? I love that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next question. What's one thing that keeps you up at night? And the second part is, what's one thing you're more excited about than ever before?
as you wake up in the morning? So what keeps you up and what are you excited about?
I remember thinking when we were turning on franchising, that kept me up of like, is this going to work for them like it's worked for me? And will they care for the business and the customers and their people like we care for our team? So I worried about that the culture would stay the same from the original Swig to across the nation. And, that just means that we needed to make sure the training is set and that we're instilling that culture in our franchisees. So, you're taking people's hard-earned money, their life savings, and they're investing it in you and in the brand. And that's why we didn't turn on franchising for a while. I mean, we started in 2010 and franchising didn't start until 2022, 2023. So we waited until we were ready to where I could sleep better at night, knowing that it was most likely going to work for them and that money wasn't going to go down the drain. So waited intentionally so that I could sleep better at night. And then what gets me excited is just this movement that we are creating across the nation of dirty soda and stores across the nation and leadership. I love our leaders. They are why we have a business. Mm-hmm. I say oftentimes that we're a leadership company that happens to sell a really amazing drink. So I love our leaders. They are the why we are where we are today, and they are the why as to how we're going to scale that Swig love to the world. So
I love that. Great answers. And I feel that in the Swig line. I feel that culture and that leadership coming through and that consistency.
Good.
Amazing. Ox.
What keeps me up at night? If there's a new show on TV, binge watching it because, I got to finish it. It's just, no, I'm just kidding. So what keeps me up at night is making sure, I love my sleep, of course. And there are moments when you're presented with a challenge. And until that's done, I basically think that keeps me up occasionally at night. But yeah, making sure that the brand is moving forward. I think I'm a big believer in inertia, energy. It needs to keep on moving forward. So if, of course, growth is basically compounded execution, we have to continue to execute. So that keeps me up at night. That if, there are so many plans and founders and, of course, everybody sitting in the room, there's so many ideas which you want to put to work. But I feel that the fear is sometimes you have that will they get executed in time, right? So I think that's one thing which definitely keeps me up at night. And what gets me excited in the morning is, the attitude shift. Of course, I'm a very self-motivated person. I replace the word have with get, which is I have to do this with I get to do this. Mm. So I think if you have that attitude that I get to do this, it fills you with gratitude. And I think that just changes the game. And then, anything presented to you that day, it's basically walk in the park.
I love the way that you take the way we often think and you flip it sideways, and it's a solution at that point.
It's a solution.
This is awesome. We are out of time. I will tell you, we didn't get to all your questions, but here is another great thing about Restaurantology. We are going to have the panelists answer your questions, and we'll distribute that to attendees. So thank you for your questions. We will get to them. So Restaurantology isn't a one-day thing. You're going to get more. You're going to get more and more and more. Let's hear it for our first panel, the founders. We'll let them go backstage.